Hey everyone, welcome back to Painted. I am Maury Curtis Dunbar, and if you happen to catch the first part of Projects Galore today, sorry my necklace is twisted. If you happen to catch the first part of Projects Galore today, we did it over on the Artistic Painting Studios page. It was a great live. We had a lot of stuff going on, so I'm not finished with what I need to do today, so I thought I'd bring you all in on what's going on. So I'm going to flip the camera down and we're going to move right into what we're doing. Now, the other day, I started a pig cutout. And yes, we carry the pigs and we carry all the cutout shapes you're going to see here. Let me push some of this back so it's not quite as crowded looking as it actually is. Our studio is, like I said, pure chaos. There is stuff piled everywhere around me because I've been doing lives for 2 or 3 days straight now. So I have the flower market already applied to here, and then I'm going to use Faux Effects Stain and Seal in teal, and we're going to stain the inside of these stencils. So I'm going to take this. Maybe I should use something to pop it open besides my fingernails so I don't give myself bloody nails, because I've done that before. Not my favorite thing to do. Let's see if I need to mix. Get all the crud off of here. Give me just a second, everybody. What a mess. My stain and seal container behind this aside because it was just a mess trying to get all that old plastic and stuff off of it. So now I'm just taking a little in this container. Yeah, throw that lid over there too. It's time to wash some things. Things get dirty sitting in the studio. And all I'm doing is applying this through the stencil. I have not thinned it. I have not used anything else. I want this full strength, full color, full everything to go onto the wood. And then because it's got acrylic binders in it, it's self-sealing. So this penetrates the wood and then seals up, and if you put anything over it, it doesn't re-wet and lift, which is a great thing with stain and seal. I'm going to just fill in all these things here. And of course, hi Isabel, nice to see you here. And of course, if you have any questions or if you had a question about what I did on the live that you might have seen earlier today, ask them here. Of course, I'll happy to answer them. Post them on that video that's over on Artistic Painting Studios page. Or ask something new and bring it on here. I'll be happy to answer whatever questions I can. Now, obviously my camera's flipped down, so I'll do my best to see what's going on, but I can't guarantee I'll see every question. So don't hesitate. And of course, we ask that you sprinkle the love. The more we're sprinkled into other people's feeds and life, the more often I can do lives, and I can actually create some contests. The more people involved, the more chances we have to have a contest, because then we can have enough people to play, I don't know, a share game, another game, something else. But we just need to get lots of love going in the... Okay, and I'm just trying to make sure I've got every little bit of wood hit with some stain. And then I'm going to do this one here. And the reason I've got a big bouquet here because I actually sent my word stencil slightly off center. So I do need a little something to balance it off, but not as big as the bouquet there. So that was why you've got this choice here in front of you. And this is plain old Mylar stencil that I just put a little spray adhesive on the back of to make sure it's stuck. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm choosing this solid teal, but I have a plan. I could have painted multiple colors. I thought about it. I went, nope, we're going to keep this It's a kind of country looking sign, so we're going to keep it a little bit on the country simple side. And again, I'm using Stain and Seal. It's water-based. It's got an acrylic binder in it. So once this dries, it's not only stained, it's sealed, which is thus where the name comes from, Stain and Seal. All right, just got to make sure I get it all worked into the wood. Make sure I don't have any mist spots. All right, I think we're okay. And then we're going to pull this up. Let's get this one first. This is the easy one. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. This one's going to take a little more work. A lot of little detail-y bits that have to be popped out. And I just cut this bouquet stencil on my Cricut Maker. I've been doing a lot of stencil designs with the Cricut Maker because I can get exactly what I want for whatever I have in my mind. As opposed, and for those who've ever been in my studio, it's not like I suffer from a shortage of stencils. I have 2 rolling racks collapsing under the weight of all the stencils I have. All right. Now, unlike pulling this stuff out of plaster, when I'm pulling it out of the Stain and Seal is already kind of set up by the time I'm starting to pull these little bits out. And so I'm not even, there's not a chance for me to do any damage to this. Not unless I shove the skewer all the way through the Stain and Seal and into the wood below it. Which, of course, now that I've said it, I could very likely do today. So how is everybody doing? Are you having some good plans for while you're on quarantine, or do you have something special planned for this weekend that's different from everything else we've been doing for the last 30 days? I hope you're all having some fun. I'm working a lot, obviously, and I'm always here for you all. And then we've planted some trees in our front yard, and I have new planters that I'm waiting for it to stop snowing in April long enough for me to put some annuals out, and I've got some new white hostas that I'm planting in my backyard because my backyard is super, super shady. So these plants tend to like full shade, and I have plenty of that in the back. I think if I'm not in here tomorrow, I'm just going to spend a quiet day working in my house. Working on a needlepoint piece that I'm doing that's the cover of a footstool I've painted. Oh yeah, this pattern just is so cute. I mean, really, look how cute this is. You had snow this morning too. Hey, Amy, nice to see you. And Rhonda, nice to see you here. And yeah, we had snow too. We woke up to yesterday to snow. You got our weather that we had yesterday. You got it today. So our backyard and front yard is full of snow. We still actually had some snow frozen in corners in the yard today. So I guess this wasn't the day to tell my son to go out and plant things, so I didn't. It's supposed to warm up later this week. I have some things that can go into the ground this early. Okay, we're getting there. You having fun watching me pick plastic vinyl stencil out of holes? Honestly, this is one of the slowest parts of doing this. The painting, when you put a stencil down, is almost always the fastest thing you do. It's all the lining up and the moving, or if you have that kind of stencil, or if you have one of these stencils, it's all the picking out of the design. But when it comes out well, oh gosh, it's so worth it. It's so cute when it's done right. Now, hopefully this will dry enough by the time we're done today that I can stain it too, because yes, we are going to stain this. So I had to pick something that was a little bigger than an eyelash for a minute. It was making me blind. All these little tiny bits. Now I understand how people feel who used to do the sculptures in gray. I don't know if you all ever saw this. Growing up, it was a big thing. I saw it like in the news and stuff. Magazines always published the guys who carved like the Taj Mahal on out of a grain of rice, and they were, you know, basically blind and hunchback. It's a little how this feels. Picking all those little teeny weeny things. Are you all doing Zoom chats with friends and family, big groups, cocktail hours, you know, ways to stay connected? I'd love to hear what you all are doing to stay connected. So definitely feel free to share that. Okay, I need a picking fairy here because I'm getting tired of being the picking fairy. There are so many little tiny, weeny, teeny details in here. If you're all bored with this, give me another 5-10 minutes. Come back. Watch me do something else besides pick vinyl. Fortunately, this has to get done because I can't go on to the next step without picking it. I don't know if you all saw the video that's floating around on Facebook. It's the funniest guy. This guy on TikTok, if his kids say Datasaurus, he becomes a Datasaurus. And I don't mean he just, like, you know, pretends a little bit, runs around. I mean, he destroyed his house. He destroyed a birthday cake. He destroyed the garbage. He bugs the crap out of his wife, which is probably the funniest part, because she sits there and goes, "Stop that, you're making a mess of everything." It is, I had tears running down my face. I was laughing so hard from watching that one. So if you haven't seen it, I think it's on my personal page, but if you go look up either on TikTok or on Facebook, Datasaurus, it is so funny. And he has his little girls who are, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 kind of age, in stitches, and has his wife like just shrieking at him. And it's so funny. Oh, come on. I know we're getting to the end. I'm down to the bottom of the bouquet. Yeah, it's always entertaining to see the stuff that comes through. There's a whole lot of things online right now. The things that people are doing just to entertain themselves. And they're really funny. People are getting very, very creative. And it's really, some of it's really just a joy to watch because people are having so much fun. I hope they take some of that fun and lightheartedness back into their everyday lives as we hopefully return to a more normal way of living. Okay, I got it all off. Yay! I'm so proud of me. Now I gotta get all the little bits off my fingertips. I mean, this is just so cute. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Rima, you're sick of snow. I'm kind of sick of it too. And thank you for being patient with me. I know, Rima, you're very sweet saying I'm patient to learn how to do it. It's not that. I mean, this alone, as it is, I could wax this and be done, but that's not me. So I just need to set this aside and let it dry for a few minutes. We're gonna go on to another project while that dries just for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back to that. And meanwhile, I need a sip of my beverage. I got a little iced tea in my disco pineapple, which by the way even has a curly straw. That is the happiest, silliest thing that makes me chuckle just to drink out of it. Oh my God, I've got this vinyl adhesive stuck all over my thumb and I can't feel the tip of my finger because it's covered in vinyl. All right, I'm gonna put on a pair of gloves and we're going to get to the next step on this one. This one is a project I started yesterday. It has Artsyville metallic paste tinted in 2 different colors on the background, and then I swirled around with a chip brush, ran it through with an embossed crock roller, used the Artsyville bead gel to create this, and then tinted it, and then used the Artsyville gel medium, tinted it, and then added the Artsyville ice glitter. Sorry, I had to remember what color it was into that stencil. So we're going to repeat this material here. And because I just did it, an hour ago, I still have it all sitting here mixed up. I could brush this on, I could roll it on, I could trowel it on, but I'm not. I am using a hotel room key card because they're flexible and they're inexpensive. The room might have cost you, but the key is not expensive. I use hotel room keys. I used my old Blockbuster video card. I've used any of these. I get, sometimes you get the things in the mail for, here, get a new credit card, and it has the little fake credit card in there. As long as that one's plastic, I take those and use them. I don't want it too thick, but I also don't want to scrape it so thin that it's just a hint of it. I want to make sure that my design shows up. I will probably have bleeding under this. The surface is far from smooth. And actually it kind of works for it because beach coral, let's face it, it's not exactly smooth and even. So having it be rough in a few spots kind of works for it. And I just want to see if I can get any of the ridges out that come from applying it so I don't have any funny ridges in the way it dries. All right, that's done. Now I'm going to pull the stencil. There we go. And I do have a little bleed up here. I don't care. It'll dry and it'll look right. There's already some bleeds here that actually make it look better. So now I'm going to pull this up. And there we go. Again, we have a little bleeding happening around the edge, but it looks perfectly natural to coral. And it's very fine and very subtle. And look at my new little Gone to the Beach sign. How cute is this? And we carry every product that we've used here. We carry the glitter, we carry the bead gel, we carry the pigments, metallic plasters, and of course the sandcastle cutout. Sprinkles, I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to remind everybody, sprinkle the love. The more sprinkles we have, the more opportunities we have both to grow the group and to have contests. If I get enough people showing up in these lives, I can start doing some giveaways, which is what I really love doing. I love giving things to people. So look how cute that is. All right, we're going to bring our little piggy back. He's had some time to dry. I've got to set him aside for just a second, though, because we have to make our stain mixture. If I can clear some space and find another cup. I have everything all set out, and then it disappears. Oy, this is my life. Hang on. There's another cup over here. Ugh. I have cups everywhere. Fortunately, I managed to keep a couple in reach all the time. And my chair's breaking, so it's just like everything that could collapse on me today will collapse. So the next color we're going to use is Stain and Seal in Colonial Green, which is a very pretty pale bluey green, which will work really nicely with the other colors that we already have on there. And you can see it's whitish. There's a white tint to it. So if I put it on just like this, A, it would cover everything, and B, it would just sit on the surface. It wouldn't stain so much. So I'm going to take a little of that. And I might actually take a little of our, where's my mixing sticks? I'm going to take a little of the teal because I want a little more intensity in the color. Now, obviously, I do this kind of stuff. I open containers. I'm like, we're close, but then I got to get somewhere. So I'm mixing two like products. I'm mixing Stain and Seal, and I'm mixing Stain and Seal. Just two different colors, so obviously that's not an issue blending the materials. It's completely compatible. I don't want it as dark as the teal. I didn't want it as light as the pale Colonial Green. Close that up. Maybe I should. This is what happens when you don't clean your rims. That'll just go over there for a minute. Fortunately, everything around me is disposable. And where did I put it? I need my FX thinner. And I gotta whack it on the table. When you don't use something for a while, the lid likes to stay stuck. Now, if you're gonna ask me, this FX thinner is designed to be mixed with Stain and Seal so it penetrates the wood as opposed to sitting on top of it. And so I'm going to pour some FX thinner in here, and I want this nice and liquid. And I probably have a 2-to-1 ratio, well, probably closer to 1-to-1 FX thinner and Stain and Seal. But I need it nice and liquid like that so that I can brush it on. It will penetrate. And what this does is it allows it to, sorry, I'm stuttering. The FX thinner allows the Stain and Seal to be thinner, to penetrate the wood better, and then so that it can be wiped, it stays open longer and can be wiped back better. So I'm going to pull out some cheesecloth. And one of the things, the first thing I'm going to do is wipe off my fingers a little bit because I don't want to put my fingerprints on what I'm working on and make an uneven finish. So start with that. That helped a lot. And I'm going to make myself a cheesecloth pad. And yes, I carry this cheesecloth. It's pre-cut, lint-free. I use it all the time. So when I make a staining pad, actually really what I'm doing is making a wiping pad. I tend to stain with a brush and then wipe back with a pad. I don't use a... When I do this, I take several pieces. I like to lay them on top of each other. Open them up a little bit. That way I have a nice, thick, fluffy pad of cheesecloth to wipe the stain off with, and I don't get finger marks from the wiping. And yes, that is an issue. I can do it and it will look awful if I do it the wrong way. Okay, I got a chip brush. Got our Stain and Seal that has been had FX thinner added to it, and I'm just brushing. And you're gonna go, oh God, no, she's making all of it go away. But that's not really true. And I'm brushing with the grain on the wood. And this wood, by the way, is Baltic birch. So while it has a pretty grain in it, it doesn't pop the grain too badly when you work on it. Almost put it in the wrong cup. So I could let this sit here and penetrate and cure, but I don't want it to do that. I don't want it to get too dark. So now I'm gonna start wiping back. And I'm rubbing back pretty hard because I want most of the stain to be lifted off so I can see the wood grain, so I can see my design. And look how cute that came out. That's really cute. Now I'll probably go over this with a little pickling white. Probably make a similar mixture of pickling white, and I'll probably frame it around the edge and just sort of wipe the pickling white in, and then wipe it back off so that I've got a little highlight. I mean, this is just coming out very cute. But I need to let this layer dry first, because if it doesn't dry, the white will become a pale shade of teal and it'll get muddy looking. All right, everybody, I think, I'm hoping, I think I've got everything done today. How would I know? I got paint on my watch face. Well, let me flip this up. All right. Hi, Connie, nice to see you. It's great having everybody here. It's been fun this weekend. I've done 2 lives a day for several days in a row now, so I'm having a lot of fun. I'm trying to keep you all up on projects. I hope I'm giving you some ideas for some fun things you can create on your own. Oh, Lord, I need a sippy. Yes. Disco pineapple, silly straw, cool beverage inside. It's a good day. All right, everyone. Thank you for the shares. Thanks for the love. Enjoy. Don't hesitate to post a question. I will go back. I will post everything that I've used for this project in the top once I get done with it. David, I'm sorry. I'm signing off now. I'm going to miss you. Anyway, have a great weekend, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.